This episode of Voices of the Elephant is brought to you by Nomad PHP. Start a habit of continuous learning. Visit nomadphp.com and subscribe today.
Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Voices of the Elephant. My name is Cal Evans. I'm your host, and we are here in beautiful St. Louis at PHP Tech 2016. And my guest today is 1/3 of Nomad PHP. The other third is hanging behind the camera recording all this for us. She's waving at us. My good friend, Little Joe Ferguson.
Which is exactly how I signed up for this time slot, too.
Oh, I know. She told me. That is awesome. What did we say we were going to... Oh, we're going to talk about Nomad first.
Yes, Nomad.
Now, you've been with Nomad. You've been running the Lightning Talks for 2 years now?
3 years now.
Okay.
Nomad just had our fourth anniversary.
Yeah.
We started Lightning Talks the second year.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's been 3 years now, I think.
Geez, and we've got just a ton of them out on YouTube now.
Right, absolutely.
So tell us, other than don't ever say yes to Cal, what have you learned in your experience? What's the one lesson you've learned in working with Nomad PHP?
It's really hard to find speakers, even for short talks. And I think a lot of people don't realize that short talks can be just as hard to write, if not harder to write, than long talks, because you're having to speak on such a broad topic on such a little amount of time. It's funny, I joke, I tell everybody, we shoot for 10 minutes, but we've never had a 10-minute lightning talk. We've had 7 minutes and we've had 25 minutes. And that was, that's our spread. As long as you hit that, we're okay. Because as soon as you hit 20 minutes, I start to panic.
Well, it should be noted that on the 25-minute, when Joe and I were in a private channel on Skype, going back and forth with, are you going to contact them? We really need to shut this down. We're 5 minutes before we have to start the real Nomad,
right.
and this person is still going. And it was a wonderful talk. That's the problem.
And it was our own fault for not clarifying the time. Yeah.
I didn't want to stop it, but we had another speaker we had to get on. So that was awesome. Well, it has been fun. Having you work with Kathy and I.
Yeah, it's been really neat to do the EU talks as well. So the first year we had almost all EU speakers, and then we finally said, okay, well, I'm getting enough speakers consistently, let's do an EU meeting. Or I think we did that at our second year. So we've been doing EU for, I guess, a year now. Yeah. And we were like, okay, let's start doing EUs. And now I'm just about to the point where I'm going to add a second EU talk. Because I'm not running into the problem that I have the past 2 years where some of the speakers dry up. Yeah. Because everybody's traveling to conferences and it's harder to get speakers, but I'm still having consistent speakers. But I'm also going to conferences and saying, hey, do you want to give a lightning talk? I mean, I sat during lunch and scheduled 3 more lightning talks for people. So maybe I'm just getting better at scheduling them and pushing this on people.
That is great. And of course, for those of you who do not participate in Nomad PHP, you can still see all the lightning talks if you go to youtube.com/nomadphp. We post them all there for free. There's some great talks on there. Some really deep ones, some really fun ones. Anything Chris Pitt does, I usually have to watch a couple times.
Oh, absolutely.
His Minecraft one was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I watched it a couple times and I was still blown away by it. Yeah.
And I was just amazed that anybody put that much effort into Minecraft. I play Minecraft on the airplane when I'm bored. It's not it's not a game I would consider a serious one, but I know there's a lot of people that put a lot of time into it.
Oh, tons of time, yeah.
Well, it's been real fun working with you, having you here, and of course the legend goes that I tweeted out one day, hey, does anybody want to help me with something on Nomad PHP? And Joe was the only one responding, and now we know why. And now Joe's learned never ever to say yes.
I've never told you no.
That's true, you've not.
I just haven't learned my lesson yet.
But hey, for those of you who are not part of a local user group, we run Nomad PHP just for you. If you don't have a local user group, Nomad PHP is the virtual PHP user group for those who don't have a local user group. We want everybody to have the opportunity to learn. So if you want more information, just go out and visit nomadphp.com. You've also, in addition to holding a day job and doing all this stuff with Nomad PHP, you're very big into the Laravel community.
I'm a big Laravel fan. I've been in the...
Just ignore them.
I've been using Laravel since right before version 4 came out. What really kind of drew me to it was the very poetic syntax, very expressive, easy to read code. The philosophies behind being a very opinionated full stack framework really made it easy to where I didn't have to think about too many decisions. I could just go write code. And I've been able to translate my passion for the framework and teaching into teaching people how to use Laravel. So that's been very fun and interesting to do. I started last year at Tech, was my first time doing a full day training, and that was a really big learning experience on what to do and what to not do in full day training.
And you came back this year.
Yes, I came back and did it again this year. We did it at World last year. Hopefully they like me enough to do it at World this coming November, so we'll see. But I'm also doing online trainings with PHP Architect. We're doing the next one next week, so right after this I'm doing it right back to back. And then we're also working on scheduling out different times as well. We've had a few people get interested in, well, I could do it in the mornings, but I can't do it at night. So we may be doing a morning meeting, or not meeting, but training session.
Well, now, tell us a little bit about it. What's the user level that you're targeting for this? Are you advanced people that are coming into Laravel, new PHP programmers?
So I write the training with kind of a middle of the road target, and then I adjust. It's really easy for me to adjust up and down from there. Okay. For instance, the training we did here at Tech this year was brand new people. They'd never used the framework, and there was a few people that were using it, and they just didn't really do a lot of advanced things with it. And then, so last year at PHP World, I had super advanced users. They were already using it. They were just there for the edge case stuff, trying to figure out how to make it all work together more faster and performant. At Tech last year, we had completely new people, kind of again, and it was really interesting to see the different skill levels. So it's a wide range. I try to shoot right down the middle as best I can, and usually the sessions end up with about 45 minutes to an hour at the end, going, okay, that's all I have. That's my prepared content. What do you want to do with Laravel? Let's walk through some of your problems, so everybody can walk away with a little bit of a customized experience.
Oh, very cool. So on your online training, I assume you do the same thing. You will adjust the level based on the people, the needs of the attendees.
In some cases, we can actually ask them beforehand and see, kind of get a feel, send them like a little questionnaire and get a feel for, what their skill level is, so I can kind of know going into it a little bit. But it still varies.
Okay. Well, very cool. Hey, you're a user group leader.
Yes.
In addition to everything else, you do have a day job.
I do have a day job.
And you have a podcast, and you do a lot in gaming.
Yes.
I don't know when you sleep, but you run Memphis PHP.
I do. I took over Memphis PHP when Jeremy Kendall abandoned us.
Bastard.
And I still run it, even when he came crawling back to Memphis. I didn't let him take it back. Not that he wanted it. But no, so I run Memphis PHP. We are going through ups and downs, just like every user group kind of seems to have. We're kind of up on an upswing right now, and it's usually because I get to practice my conference talks at our user group, and for some reason people keep coming to see my conference talks at our user group. So that's a bonus, and we've also had really good luck with finding people that let us use their spaces. There's a local recruiting company that's been great, which is sometimes an odd thing to find in the cities. Is a great recruiter to work with. We've worked with them for a while now, and then we've got a really loyal user base. We have an audiologist that has a day job, full-time audiologist, and he comes because he has a side project that is a stock trading speculation software package written in Laravel that him and a friend of his does. But he'll never go to a conference. He'll never do any of this stuff because he's like, oh, I'm a hobbyist. I'm like, no, you should come to Tech. You should come to one of these conferences. Let me show you all this cool stuff that happens in the community. But no, so I try to bring that community feeling from conferences back home to Memphis, and whether it's my local user group or some of the other stuff that we're doing in Memphis. So.
Well, I always hear great things about the Memphis group. What's your recruiter that you do?
Vaco.
Vaco. Well, yeah. Scott Gordon. Vaco.
Scott Gordon. Bob Burdett is our local contact there. We have a few other contacts that their user groups use. They have been great to us.
Yeah. Vaco's always been very good. We're lucky enough. We don't have Vaco in our area down in Jupiter, but we have Ranger Technical.
Okay.
And they bend over backwards for us. We needed a projector. They brought a projector out. And I said, well, how do we get this back to you? I'll just keep it till next meeting. We'll pick it up.
Oh, wow.
They're
That's
just,
great.
they're very nice. We need pizza. They ordered pizza, not, the, I don't want to name brand names, but not the low end that looks like the little things that you knock
respectable
over.
Pizza.
Yeah, but some respectable,
nice.
Good New York pizza. And we just they spare no expense for us, and they're wonderful. So I'm glad Vaco is part of that. Hey, real quick about your user group, which is more difficult, finding speakers or finding space?
For us, it's been speakers, just because we've had really good luck with space, whether it's the recruiters or local colleges. Me not droning on and on about the stuff I'm working on has been the biggest challenge, because we have a lot of people doing really interesting things, but they are not really super confident yet in speaking. We've got one guy that does a lot of WordPress stuff, and he's slowly kind of getting much better with being comfortable showing off what he knows. And he actually was, he took over the meeting for me last week. I was out of town, and he took over the meeting and covered me. I was supposed to give my talk that I'm doing here Thursday, and I had to be out of town, so he took over the meeting, did everything, and it went great. I was so proud that I could step away and not have to be able to do anything, and it just took care of itself. It was really awesome.
That is fantastic. Hey, I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us here, taking time out of your conference schedule, because I know sitting over there at the table with Gary is, just so engaging. Yeah. But you're a user group leader. You help us with Nomad PHP. You're a conference speaker. You're now a trainer. You give so much back to the community. I just want to say thank you for all that you do for the PHP community.
Well, it's just part of paying it forward with all I've been able to get out of the PHP community.
Very good. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to Voices of the Elephant. Voices of the Elephant is copyright EICC Incorporated and released under a Creative Commons Attribution, No Derivatives, Share and Share Alike license. To nominate someone to be a guest on Voices of the Elephant, visit our website and click on the Nominate link. The URL is voicesoftheelephant.com. Elephant is of course spelled ELEPHPANT.